I did a very silly agony aunt column for a couple of newspapers, and they're only meant as a joke. And I hope no one ever follows my advice that I should give them, or else I might end up being sued. But I think rather than advice columns, perhaps it's better to talk to family or friends. I've got loads of mates here actually. I've got a cousin who lives out here. I've got friends, masses of friends from Ibiza come over here, in the off season. So I think of my 40 guest tickets that I was given or something, I think I've used 60 of them, and we're looking forward to having a decent get together after the show. And so yeah, for me that's why I really love coming here. For this album, I wanted to do something a bit more personal, I suppose, than my third. My third was really designed for my world tour, to fill the arenas with sound. I was picking up an electric guitar, trying to be a rock star, unconvincingly. And so for this one, I wrote some deeply personal songs, and I went back to find a man who recorded my first album, Back to Bedlam, 10 years ago. The producer of that, his name's Tom Rothrock. We locked ourselves in the studio for a year, and I suppose I need to go to him because he was there before the audience. And we made this album that we love. I suppose locking ourselves away in the studio for a year in this little capsule of the album. It sounds old school and retro, nostalgic and lonely, and that's why we called it Moonlight. Yeah, well the song in the first place was fun. I jumped on One Republic's tour bus because I was writing a song with Ryan Tedder, their lead singer. I was a groupie to the band One Republic, although I never had to put out. And we wrote that song on the road, and then for the video, we didn't use actors, we just met regular people as we crossed 2 states in America, Wyoming and Idaho, on a bike. I love motorbikes. And for the final scene, we were pulling into a car park, and there was a bar there with a wedding taking place, which we didn't know about, and they spilt out saying, "What the hell are you doing here?" And I got out my guitar and I played them Bonfire Heart, and the bride and groom had their first dance of their wedding in the car park, surrounded by their friends, and we filmed it, and that's what is my video.
That's amazing.
Which is amazing. Well, I think first and foremost it's worth realising that we focus on negatives always. You guys are trying to sell things to a public through the media, and you know full well that negative sells far more than positive sells. And so, so anyone in the public eye knows that you can get a few negative comments. But it's worth remembering in your mind's eye that there'll be 5,000 people turning up tonight, perhaps, to a concert, and I do this every single night. 5,000 people turn up. There's people have bought tickets, train tickets, hotels, queued up for hours outside a gig, and those 5,000 people will never be taken into consideration by the media. They'll focus on the 5 individuals on Twitter, probably at home alone, probably with their trousers around their ankles, writing 5 nasty words. Is it worth taking those 5 guys seriously? No, it's probably worth laughing at them and laughing yourself for taking it seriously. I always take 3 years to make albums just because it takes me a year to write and record. I then go and promote it for 6 months. I then tour it for 18 months. That leaves me 1 day to go and wash my clothes, and then I get back to making another album.
But what do you usually do away from the music industry?
I literally just that day to wash my clothes, and that's about it. I don't think there was any controversy to my tweets.
Is it all the newspapers in the UK?
Yeah, absolutely. Newspapers. That was. If you read, I would love you to read the thread. You saw 2 people get upset.
Well,
yeah, no, totally. 2 people upset is not a Twitter storm. And if you think it is, you need to get out of journalism.
I'm from Explore. Married.
I'm married to the road, and my band are here, and they're awesome. And we've had a blast. It's been an incredible 18 months on the road. I mean, it's with sadness that my tour's coming to close, 18 months. But it was with great celebration we come to a place like this, because Dubai is great. I mean, the last 2 concerts I loved here, so it's a thrill to be back. Well, Skype's pretty good nowadays, isn't it? I can speak to my family that way, and the band and the crew do exactly the same.
Did you have a good birthday?
I was in Mauritius for my birthday, and what a pretty special place. It's supposed to be a job what I do, but really it's an excuse to go to nice places and do my hobby. There's a shocking great poster there of Michael Bublé, isn't there, overlooking the stage. I've asked if they'll cover it up for the show, I think it's a great spot Dubai for so many things. People are coming here for so many things. That's, you know, and while you've got an audience, roll on with the music. It's great. You know, pretty much the same as I say Bonfire Heart and stuff like that. I sing around about 20 songs every night. One of them is You're Beautiful. It's always in the set list because otherwise people would ask for their money back. But it's not the only song I play, I promise you that.
Stars, the spark in our bonfire heart.